So for those of you that are primarily interested in using deliberate cold exposure to increase dopamine levels in your brain and body, you can also do a combined protocol whereby you ingest caffeine 60 to 120 minutes before the deliberate cold exposure. So why would you want to ingest caffeine before deliberate cold exposure? Well, as I talked about earlier, dopamine can increase quite substantially in response to deliberate cold exposure, but dopamine on its own doesn't do anything. It has to bind to receptors, and this paper shows quite definitively that ingesting caffeine, in this case it was 300 milligram dose of caffeine, which is about the dose of caffeine in 2 or 3 cups of coffee. It depends on the strength of the coffee, of course. That increases the density and or efficacy of these receptors, which would allow that dopamine to have its greatest effect.